Hello and welcome to the Gers TV. I'm back for my morning breakfast show, talking all things Rangers at 7 a.m. in the morning. My name's Si Leslie, and if you're watching, on the left-hand side, you'll see the screen has a like and follow and share on it. And if you could do me a wee favour, like, follow or share, or do all three, and that helps us on the channel and all things Gers TV that we try to promote on a daily, weekly basis. So Rangers won Jablonec 0, and what I can only describe as not the most exciting night at Ibrox Stadium last night. However, a win is a win, and Ryan Naderi got that winner on 50 minutes with what looked like a really well worked out goal. I'm hoping to have Graham Hanna coming on in a few minutes if he's available. I'll just wait on him getting in, but if not, I'll quickly talk about the game as well. We'll try and do 20 to 25 minutes as normal, and we'll take it from there. All comments are always welcome on how you found the match as well. Ryan's going to come on. Perfect. Give me 2 seconds. It's the same link. It's always going to be the same link now, Ryan. Meant to tell everybody that, but we'll use it in a few. I should got it. Ryan will be in a wee minute, and hopefully Graham Hanna as well. And we'll talk about the famous Glasgow Rangers. My own opinion of the game, I didn't think it was great. I think Rangers are really slowing the build up. As well as that, I think at times they're in danger of playing horseshoe football, where they're basically playing the ball forward, back, looking for a gap in the midfield or defence to try and capitalise. And the Ibrox crowd were really frustrated with that last night, mostly with the Fernandez performance. I thought it was awful. He looks as if he's a guy under real pressure now, terrified to make an important pass or a brave pass, and opting for the easy option of the backward pass, or in most occasions, if it wasn't backwards, it's to McCann, who was outstanding and is carrying Fernandez along just now. I'll just wait a few seconds and I'll get Ryan to come in. For anybody watching, you can now watch the channel live in Gers TV, www.gerstv.co.uk. You don't have to come on to YouTube or any other social medias. You'll be able to watch it live on YouTube, but it's on our page, www.gerstv.co.uk, so you don't actually have to do anything to watch it once you're on the website. I've sent a link over to Ryan just now. Hopefully I'll get Ryan and or Graham Hanna coming on, and we'll get a wee chat on the game. But let me know your thoughts on it. And also the Gassama miss, the sitter that he missed. And as well as that, the Cammy Devlin sending off. I have to be honest on this one. I didn't go home too very late last night. And after I got home, I went straight to my bed. I was knackered, exhausted. I haven't saw the Cammy Devlin incident. I'm going to go with the manager's opinion on it, and he said it was a sending off. If that's the case, I think that's pretty silly, especially at that time in a game. And could have cost Rangers big time. Could have cost McInnes big time. But I haven't seen it, so I'm going to be careful with that one in case I've got the wrong opinion until I see it again with my own eyes, because I was in the main stand. I'm just behind the director's box, and nobody in that area had a clue what the decision was, or what was going on, or why they were making it. However, I don't think there was many protests from the Rangers players. I know Dan Neil ran towards the referee to get an explanation. That's probably the fastest he's ran all season, to be fair. But I didn't think it was great, to be honest. Let's just wait on Ryan came in about a wee minute. We've still got our Rangers Pools agency running. It's all available on our website now, so you can check everything out with Gers TV, www.gerstv.co.uk. You can join our Gers TV Rangers Lotto agency that supports the Rangers youth team, who we're going to be featuring this year a lot more prominent, and the Rangers ladies team. The Rangers Lotto helps the youth team set up on it, and when I watched that game last night, I thought how vital it is that our youth team starts producing players. And I mean, producing players at a top quality level a level that can excite the fans. I can't remember the last time that a player came through the ranks that went to the very top. I'm talking about the Barry Ferguson kind of situation. Wee comments came in here. Don't think Daniel's good enough, too slow. Norrie, I couldn't believe it when I was in the car and I heard he was playing. I genuinely felt like turning the car around and getting home. I couldn't believe it. And to see him with the captain's armband on, I'm going to try and keep the show positive. So what I'm going to say on this is I'll trust the manager's judgment. I was very surprised that he's playing. I thought it's incredible he had the manager's armband on. And the fact that it lasted something like the Loma zone for 80 minutes or something, found it bizarre, to say the least. And definitely don't think Neil, well, I wouldn't play him in any team, any Rangers team, but I don't think he can play alongside Devlin, even if Devlin was only on 2 or 3 minutes. That was a non-existent midfield at the end of the game. I'm surprised we managed to stay one up, but I didn't think they were great opposition, to be honest. I don't think they were a great team. And the officials as well, something I'll talk about in a few minutes. I don't think the officials were bad towards Rangers, but I think they were bad in the game. But that's the level you're going to get that's the level of the standard level you're going to get for that level of competition, unfortunately. And we've only got ourselves to blame. That's where we are currently. We might not like it, but that's where we are. I found it a bit bizarre that the Czech team didn't know how to take throw-ins. They just threw it into play any way they wanted, and the referee didn't know how to judge throw-ins. The fact that they were on their arse every time there was a 50-50 challenge. I think they were a bit surprised at how bad Rangers were as well. So they were probably disappointed they never got a victory or even a draw. Rangers should have finished the game 2-0 at least. Thought Yaconta, that wasn't his best game for Rangers. But he's a winger, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Wingers like Yaconta, they'll come in and out of games, and it's all about consistency. But the one big run he did have was part of the goal, and I've got to say, I thought the goal was so well worked. That was the most exciting part of the night for us, and then the run for Gassama later on. Sorry, the ball for Gassama later on was fantastic as well, but you've got to be taking that. At European level, you need to be taking that chance. You're right in front of goal. It's harder to miss. And Gassama missed it. At that point, I would have had Finlay Curtis on immediately. Took about another 15 minutes to get Curtis on, or it felt like about another 15 minutes anyway. I've got Ryan who's going to join us in a wee minute. Just waiting on him get his lighters on, and we'll go through the game with him. No, we're just ready to go. But let me know your thoughts on it. The only comment I've had so far is Daniel. Don't think he's good enough, too slow. And by the way, my apologies for yesterday. Started work early on a big project and I didn't have any cover. So we're short with the Gers TV at times, and if we can't get cover, we can't do the show. However, we're always looking for people to help. If you want to get involved, you know where to get us. One of our social medias or our website. And you can come on and chat about all things Rangers. Sorry guys, yawning here. You're a bit tired. Just whenever you're right. Add to the stage. Ryan, just set you up now, mate.
Nice one, pal. Sorry, I've not had a chance to set up my stuff or anything like that.
No worries. Just take your time anyway. I'm shattered. I know. I get home late. The roads in and out of Ibrox are a disgrace. The transport to Ibrox is bad, so it's getting to a point where I'm wondering what the best way to get there on a European night is, to be honest with you.
Straight out your bathroom, into your living room, and sit down in front of your TV.
That probably is the best way. What was your thoughts on the game last night, mate? I thought it was pretty boring. Didn't think it was great.
I was getting quite heavy eyes during the first half side. If I'm trying to be honest about it, it's grim. It's really, really grim. I mean, I didn't expect fast, flamboyant European style football under McGuinness. I think we were, well aware that it would be, stuffy, it would be quite boring and stuff like that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, results were the things that mattered most. We won the game. That's the only kind of thing that we can take away from, is we won the game. There's nothing else about it. I wasn't that impressed with the team lineup. There's nothing that Dan Neil can do to convince me he's going to be good enough to be Rangers. I'm very surprised he's wearing the captain's armband as well.
I just spoke about that there. Literally, I was shocked.
Aye, Manny Fernandez had his usual couple of moments where everyone starts shouting at him. I think we're desperate for another centre half in. He's not cutting the mustard. Boy, again, I thought Yokota looked really good. I thought he looks if he could take a couple of moments. Gisama looks okay, but doesn't seem to have a final ball, a final chapter in the book. But he's certainly getting himself into positions. He certainly looks a lot more enthusiastic than he did, towards the end of last season. A couple of games ago. So he looks as if hopefully he's sort of turned a corner for us. Dravejevic, I thought, looked good as well. Surprised he took him off, considering he was the only centre midfielder in the part that didn't have a yellow card.
And he was the only midfielder going passing the ball forward at times.
Cammy Devlin needs his seat looked at. We do that.
I haven't seen instant. It was hard to see at the time, mate. What's your verdict on it? I'm assuming it is a red card because I've not seen anything contrary.
I've not seen it back either. I mean, I basically just down the road and straight to my bed and I was done. I've seen the still image where he's flew at the boy. There's no need for it. The boy's clearing his lines from his own box. He doesn't need to go in and make a tackle like that. It's just
stupidity.
Aye, it's just a rush of blood to the head. I don't know. I don't know if he thinks he needs to do these things to try and impress us and impress the manager and stuff, but all he's done is just cost. He'll not be playing next week. He'll probably miss the first game of the league stage if we get there. Maybe even 2 games of the league stage just so we need him, because I think it's abundantly obvious that Raskin, we've accepted a bid on him by the looks of it as well. When you see Connor Barron and Devlin both coming on before Raskin, I'm pretty certain that the club's accepted an offer for him. So we'll see what the club do with the money, but we're desperate for reinforcements.
Yeah, I think McInnes, again, I'm the same. I didn't get to see the interviews after the game. I'm shattered. It was draining. Positives for me. Let's go for some positives. Let's try and find positives for us, right? Positives for me. Penrice is a future captain of Rangers. And when I say future, I don't mean 2 and 3 years' time. Probably if the performances keep up and his fitness stays at that level, I'd be looking at having him a captain by the end of the season. Thought it was fantastic, and I love his awareness and his attitude. Dragonovic, I'd basically be building a whole midfielder on that boy. I'd be wherever he's most comfortable in the park, in the midfield, I'd be playing him. He's not afraid to shoot. He's not afraid to get his head down and run it to players. And Yokota, I didn't think he had his best game, but his runs, mainly for the goal, but his runs at times are fantastic, and he's exactly what we need in a midfielder. McKenna, I thought he was the man of the match. That's my 4 main positives in the game, mate, and they were big positives. I thought all of them were good. All of them are big game players for us for this season. Yeah, there wasn't many more after that.
Aye, it's as much as Brian Naderi scored the first goal in the last 2 games for us. I really struggle to see a Rangers number 9 in there.
The only thing I would say about that, he's given it 100%. But I agree with you. But he knows he's one I watch with the fact he's got it, and he's doing his best.
Yeah. I don't know really if McInnes is regret the Shankland signing.
Aye.
I really don't know. We'll see if they bring in this Venezuelan boy. Is it Kelsey or something his name is? They might be bringing him in for MLS. I think that's by all accounts it sounds as if it's almost there. There's rumours this left winger, Korean boy coming from Girona as well over in Spain. Yeah,
that's what I was going to ask you about. I got that this morning first time. I don't know anything about that boy. I think the big American boy Kelsey. Sorry, people say the MLS isn't the kind of standard that Rangers should be going for. The McKenna's proved it is just now. Maybe we just need maybe Naderi needs a bit of competition as well. Maybe that's the thing. But I think we're going to play with the one up front. I don't think we're going to go back to 4-4-2. And I hope we don't. I don't think that Rangers team, I don't think it suits them.
Yeah, 4-3-3 certainly looks as if he's getting some change out of that. It's giving the likes of Penrice the opportunity to get forward. It's getting Gassama and Yokota, their opportunity to start playing inverted like they like to do. It's probably the best of what we've got. I really don't know. I'm very on the fence this. I don't want to be too harsh on the team because the team did win last night.
That's how I feel. Before you come on and say, I don't want to be too negative.
Aye, yeah. But we've got to be realistic. If we played Celtic tomorrow, they'd probably batter us about 4 or 5-0. The way that they're playing the players, and that's nobody with a blue state of mind wants to admit that, but they're unfortunately a lot further on than what we are. They're on the verge of getting Champions League and getting £40 million shoved up their arse. We're running about scraping for pennies and trying to qualify for tournaments that are going to pull us all over bloody the dungeons of Europe, basically. So that unfortunately is the difference in the level that we're at. We have to do everything we possibly can to get ourselves closer to them. And I know that we all said at the start of the season, look, can't be arsed with Europe this season, can't be bothered with it, and if we don't bother with Europe, that's fine. We might realise that dream next week, and that dream might turn into a nightmare, because there's every possibility they go out and score an early goal against us next week, fall flat in our face and be out of Europe.
Aye, well, that's what I was thinking when I was leaving the stadium. I felt as if they had got a goal, if they had come back with a draw, we would struggle big time last week. I just think a couple of things that really concern me. I'll start with the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper seems to be good at shot stopping, but he's really slow at getting the game started again. It's as if there's no rush to get. As if there was no big rush to get back onto the attack and get the ball out to his defenders. Maybe just they don't know how to play it in the defence. After that, there's a kind of horseshoe style football where we go up the park and down the park, and every attack is after about 15 passes and they're all going back the way.
But who's his outball side? He obviously hits McCann and Fernandez are obviously standing there waiting to receive it, right? But years gone by, you'd leave McCulloch would be a good outball for him. You could ding the ball out wide and leave obviously got and nod it back to do again. I don't think Ryan Naderi's won a header since he came out his maw. To be honest, he's no there. You're not going to be punting the ball out wide for either Gassama or Yokota to be winning a header. And we've not got really somebody pivotal in the middle of the park there. I think he has to kind of let the box clear and start from the back again, which doesn't help us. Yeah,
and I felt like I'm not going to go in Fernandez's back on this show. I feel as if Fernandez, he looks terrified. He looks like he needs roped for his own benefit. He's not wanting to make that pass. It was like a typical Rangers European crowd last night, where after a couple of bad passes, they were on his back, and quite rightly so, for the fact that he's paid a lot of money to play in that position. But I do feel as if when he got the ball, he just wanted to release it as quickly as possible. And the majority of times it was just to McCann, which became quite obvious early in the game. And their attack tried to use that to their benefit. So I agree with you. There wasn't many options. And there's still nobody in the team that can, no real match winners in the team. If we could get somebody to play alongside Jablonec with top quality, that would be a real help. But we need a goal scorer, mate. We've got good supply into the box, but I don't think Naderi's got any real danger in front of goal.
No, you seen that one he missed last night down at the Colton Road. I think Gassama, excuse me, broke into the box and squared it to him, and he's no sharp. He's not got that deadly striker. He's not got a McCoy's instinct. He's not got the Morelos instinct where they just know exactly where to be. He's just the natural gift of where to be at the right time at the right moment. He's not got that.
But that's where I think that Miovski is. That's the thing of Miovski, but who's got no chance now, man. If he's not in the team after last night, he's got no chance with Rangers. But that's what I think Miovski's strength is.
I think he'll be Miovski any moment now, to be honest with you.
Probably already.
You can't blame him.
There might be a few transfer. I think the transfer market is going to be busy this week. Well, we've not got any game to next week now, so I think we'll be back. Well, let me rephrase this. I hope we'll be busy in the transfer market.
Aye. We need to be side, because imagine a situation, God forbid, right, that it doesn't work out for us next week and we don't get into Europe. Who's going to want to come and sign for Rangers to play purely in the Scottish League? So, you're obviously going to be signing all these guys that have got aspirations to play at a higher level, and European football is a higher level. That's one of the main reasons why guys come to Rangers, because we can offer European football. if we can't do that this season, it's going to exclude us from a lot of people. A lot of people just flat right just turn us down. The other thing it might end up doing is it might end up just costing us more money, because you might just say, well, listen, we're not in Europe this season, but we really want you to come. But you might just turn around, well, incentivise me, pay me, give me more money. So you've lost out in the money, although it's not a lot, but you have lost out in the European money. That's a possibility. You're going to have to just go and start chucking wages about, which doesn't help you when it's 3, 4 and 5 year contracts you're divvying it.
Yeah, it really was. It was a concern last night when I watched it, because we need investment. But something else I spoke about just before you came on here, mate. I'm not saying that the referee was bad towards Rangers, but I thought the officials were awful last night in general.
Well, I mean, Christ, I thought he'd a penalty then in the last 20 minutes or something.
I think he did. I would need to see it again. I think he gave a penalty. As far as I know, what I saw, he gave a penalty. I also thought he gave a red card at one point for one of their players, but then changed it. So I might be wrong with that. I couldn't keep up with what they were doing.
It's just, again, it's the same idea as what we had at the Hibs game side. Nobody in the stadium knows what's going on. See, when he was going to the VAR monitor, I thought he was checking. I thought he was checking for a penalty for Rangers. Genuinely, I thought he was checking for a penalty for Rangers, because there was that trip at the edge of the box there, and I was like, but yeah, it'll be soft, but you get hard-boiled eggs and soft-boiled eggs, but they're boiled eggs nonetheless.
To me, that was the only decision. But I have said, just before you come on, I've said that I haven't seen the Cammy Devlin one again, so I don't want to be saying it wasn't a sender off. The manager said it was, but I was convinced it was going to be a soft penalty, because it was an incident in the box, and it took forever for them to make the decision.
I thought he tripped him on the line.
There was loads of I don't want to sound petty, I'm just going with the laws of the game, but there was loads of foul shies from them as well.
Aye, slam dunks. That's what they're doing. There's one in particular, just right down in front of the enclosure, just in front of McInnes. And the guy, he's got the ball about here, in front of his face, as he's released it. I was like, Jesus Christ, I used to teach Waynes how to take shies when I'm in pro football. I was like, what's going on here?
Aye. So I found the referee, and I thought that didn't help the game, to be honest. It was just everything that I thought the Conference League could be, or the conference group stages were it was last night. It was pretty dire. I think Rangers need to inject a bit of entertainment into the team. They need somebody that's going to light up Ibrox quickly.
Yeah. Listen, we'll see what they do, but I think they need to get the business done this week while they can possibly dangle the carrot of European football at somebody, because I'm not confident for next week at all. I wasn't even confident last night. I did actually say, I said to my pal before we went up, I said, I've got a feeling we're just going to go right back to square one tonight. I'm really not feeling this. I
feel as if Rangers score first next week, we could probably be comfortable. Mm-hmm. But that's if we score first, because they had a few chances. I don't think that team are that good, if I'm being honest. But I don't think they helped themselves with the missing their chances that they had. Rangers just seem to be all over the place at times. Yeah, another goal. If we go 2-0 up in the tie, I think we should be okay. But I wouldn't be very confident if they get the first goal early next week.
I mean, they were quite. They came to defend as well. So at one point, they had six people in defence. We were actually playing a 6-2-2 at one point, and they were quite narrow. We didn't do that. We didn't do the best to exploit the wide areas and stuff, because they were giving up the wide areas right up until the final third. We should have done more to actually get ourselves in a position to get goals and stuff, but it's difficult. I know Scott was saying they're trying to get a friendly organised for the weekend. I dare say the club probably have got that covered already. It's just who they're going to play, because obviously the majority of the other clubs are actually still playing. So I don't know who that'll be, but I'm glad. I actually feel as if we get a weekend off for Rangers, so I'm actually quite glad we're not playing at the weekend. Yeah, it was a bit dire at times. The new boy came on 5 minutes to go or something. What's his name? I think it's Costco. Huh? Costco. It's a couch and Gary. I can't remember. I'm going to Costco today for the work. I forgot his name. Costa something. I'm not even good. I'm not going to do my disrespect by trying to pronounce it. He came on. He looks like a big lad. I think he would have come on a lot earlier. If it 1-0, we're not bringing him on just to kill the game at the end. Even the subs, I don't know if you saw it. McInnes tried to bring 2 subs on when we were on our arse.
McInnes tried to bring 2 subs on, and the officials didn't know what he was doing, and McInnes is screaming at him, and then the fourth official was telling McInnes to calm down. He'll decide when we bring the subs on, and then the play went on for about 3 or 4 minutes after that. Well, they looked like scoring.
God. Is that the one we eventually get a corner kick before they get the subs on? Is that one?
Aye. So, but about 3 minutes before that, McInnes had them on. He was ready to put the scoreboard, the board up. Seen the scoreboard. Ready to put the subs board up, and when he went to do it, their guy stopped him. We can't put the subs on. He was going ape shit.
It's just you just got to laugh sometimes. It's bad, but there's not much takeaways from it at all last night. So it's a case we won the game. Nobody got hurt. We lost a guy to suspension. It's not going to be his first suspension. Let's be honest. As a Rangers player, he's probably maybe suspended more than he's available the way he is.
Probably, but as I said before I finish up, I've got to say I do think that James Penrice was the big one for me. I think he's got a great attitude for the game. He's settled in. I'm a big fan of Romans, but to me, he's a left back now. I think his performance proved that again. And if we can get the defence settled, maybe that's the start of this jigsaw. But the jigsaw is it's almost one of the jigsaws that's been thrown up in the air, and you need to keep starting again and starting again. But we need to fix the defence.
Her jigsaw's like getting 3 doner kebabs and trying to put a lamb back together with it.
Aye, it was that bad. But we've got a weekend now to get things sorted. Hopefully, Derek's got some players in mind. And if we can fix the defence, which looks like we are fixing, then for me it's on to the midfield and the striker. We could have a striker by the end of the day. So hopefully, a couple of comments are coming in and out.
There'll be a lot of good wills. I see if the club use their asking money. I don't know if their asking money will still be there because they look as if they're committing quite a lot of money to this Venezuelan lad and the Korean lad that's meant to be coming in. So there's quite a lot of financial outlay for that, for those two. But could you imagine the amount of goodwill that we come into the club if we went out into Bologna and get Lewis Ferguson? So
if they because I think Raskin's away. I don't see any comeback for Raskin now. If the bid allegedly that's here comes in, I think he's away. Then you probably find that in private. You probably find that McInnes is desperate to get there, Lewis Ferguson, because that would be a big one. That wins him back with the fans, but I don't know what it is behind the scenes is what's going on.
Yeah, I think there was talk of Czerny as well was another one that's getting kind of floated about.
That came out last night. I forgot about that. The Czerny one. That's never went away. I would be. That's one that would make me happy. Czerny.
Yeah. This shape that we're playing in as well, it's 4-3-3 that we're playing in just now. I think he was driving that. I think he would do quite well in that shape.
Yeah, and I think he gets straight into the team.
Yes.
If you had Czerny playing and you had Yakota, the only thing I found strange last night with the Yakota was he seemed to move into the kind of. He came out of the wing position, and at one point Sterling was playing further upfield than him. I don't know if that was just doing a lot of match fitness or I don't know, a tactical move.
It's the kind of way you're meant to do. So I see when you're playing with left-footed players on the right-hand side, it's meant to be that their opportunities are to pull inside and get
and bring the wing back.
And basically the fullback, the wing back goes and just causes either an option or just a distraction there, and it's just it opens up gaps in defence where you can either shoot, the striker gets a wee quick dart in behind to get a chance and stuff like that. That's where Czerny actually could have been even far better for Rangers, because at the time Taverniers, obviously we all knew that Taverniers' legs had gone, so he wasn't motoring up and overlapping. We said that you'll get far more out of Czerny if you give him an overlapping fullback. I
know that's a good point, and I think if you had Czerny in one wing and Yakota in the other wing, I think that would be a good combination, and quite direct. Direct is a word that maybe I want to use for that. It would be much more direct and faster.
Well, you would have. Sorry, my alarm clock there. You'd have an option where you'd have Finlay Curtis, you'd have Yakota, you'd have Czerny, you'd have Gassama, and possibly the Korean boys coming in. I keep calling the Korean boys. I can't remember his name.
I want to get a pronounce somebody.
I'm getting tabs up with all these names and actually write their name, but then actually how you pronounce it. So we'll sit in one night. We'll sit in the studio one night. We'll sit with cards and we'll do wee lessons, right?
I think I'm calling up with the last boy Costa, because I was choking for a coffee. But if the football gets any worse, I think we'll be going like that new player called Whiskey.
Aye. It took us all our time to get Mikhail Lechenko and Kishnishvili into our Leeds one. So
There's a wee comment there. It might be the stumbling block for Tierney, might be the wages, possibly. I really don't know on that one, but I'm not sure. But the name's not went away, and that's one that the support would take to immediately, and also the Lewis Ferguson.
Yeah,
that's the two big ones. But again, the longer the Ferguson one drags on, the more I can't see it happening.
Aye, yeah, he certainly doesn't look to be going anywhere else though. You know, there's always true. You know, you always said the bigger guns in Italy were maybe looking at him. Doesn't seem to be happening either. And Italian teams typically get their business done pretty early in the window as well. They're not known for running about and scrambling about the last minute looking to try and sign players. So
a few people are asking me about this boy Calvin Ramsey, Liverpool right back. Why did Rangers not look at him? They must have already decided they were going with this boy Villa that we got.
Yeah.
So I can think of. I don't know. I don't know the answer. This has been the subject every week, Mark. We spoke about is we don't really understand what market Rangers go in when it comes to our scouting system. We talk about players that we think we should be signing, and then we go into different leagues altogether, because at the start of the season, very, very few Rangers supporters were mentioning the MLS league.
Yep.
The Dutch.
I mean,
Dutch league as well.
It kind of fits the profile. He's, you know, Scottish. We needed a right back and stuff. He's, you know, in the Liverpool academy. He's obviously, you've just got to trust the club and the scouting network that maybe they know something that we don't know about.
Yeah, 100%, mate. But listen, it's good to have you on, mate. I'm glad you came on and bailed me out there. I appreciate it.
Aye, no, I was just I was up early. I couldn't sleep, so
Rangers on my mind.
I just up and grabbed a shower and stuff like that. But I can't emphasise enough how glad I'm that we're not playing at the weekend. It just actually might stroll into work on Monday and
I'm going to quote the Bally Bear, Big Colin, as he says to me every time he's in the pub. I don't have a drinking problem, I have a Rangers problem. It makes me want to drink.
Honestly, I remember I was up the club deck, and I shouldn't say this, but I had a wee hip flash with me. I think it was the remembrance one. I always take a wee flask in so I can toast the fallen soldiers in the remembrance parade with the Remembrance Day. And then I was firing the Rangers Cup, you know, you get the Rangers Cup with the Coke in it, and I'm firing in. The wee boy's lad to me, he's dad, what's that? I thought just went, medicine.
Granddad's old medicine.
Medicine. Need to watch this shit.
Okay, mate, listen, have a good day. Thanks a lot.
Okay,
and thanks to everyone who's commentated and viewed today. Thank you very much, guys.